Hello everyone and welcome back to Revival Tournaments. This is Gold Mason back for a Jimvitational set. We're in play-ins and this is Sapphire Round 1. I am joined by a new commentator today. This is Wild Rumpus.
Hello, I'm Wild Rumpus. I actually come over from the competitive Team Fortress 2 scene. Make content about that. And for anyone who's familiar, I do make a lot of comparisons actually between that scene and the Smogon scene. There is quite a bit of parallels. I've been enjoying ADB, following it over past year, roughly, maybe a little less than that. But yeah, definitely looking forward to getting on the mic here and covering some Pokemon.
Hell yeah, happy to have you. So today we've got Voyager versus Amir. This is a pretty hype matchup. I think a lot of people were looking forward to this one. Voyager is a perennial Callus Invite play-ins invitee. He's played a lot of ADV OU and usually at a pretty high level. Amir obviously coming off of a incredible revival run. He went like 9-1 in the play-in stage, or in the seeded stage rather, and had a decent run to bracket, and we're excited to see more from him as well. He just came off of a win in one of the circuit tours as well, so he's got a lot going on for him. Give me one moment. But yeah, I think we're excited for this match, and I'm ready to get right into it if you are.
Sure, let's see.
Let's get into it. We've got Tyranitar on Zapdos. Usually favors the Tyranitar. Here's a Dragon Dance on a substitute.
Yeah, potentially just scouting what T-Tar wants to go for there. I mean, early DD is definitely... yeah, it's a little aggressive.
Yeah, Amir doesn't seem to have a punish. If this is Lum, it's not.
Yeah.
Zapdos has come
back in. Okay, so Zap obviously going to outspeed here. Maybe hoping for a full para, which is, man, this early on as well. I mean, if this is what Amir has to deal with, just a +1/+1 T-Tar, then I don't know.
Yeah, I don't love it, and I think we're going to see a return of... Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, a critical hit one-shots Tyranitar. That might have been like a high roll or something, because that shouldn't usually kill a Tyranitar. But
yeah, Ment's going to come in and get the revenge KO on Zap. Registeel taking the opportunity, but Fire Blast, yeah. Oh, with a crit. Is that crit going to matter there? I'm not sure if it does, depending on...
For sure mattered. Especially if you have a Claydol there. I feel like you don't need to stay in with the Registeel. Registeel would have gotten a nice full para on the Ments, but another Fire Blast misses. Doesn't really matter because of the Rock Slide, and Skarm's going to get a spike here.
T-Tar comes in, gonna reveal Crunch, which does crit the Skarm, gonna get roared out. Probable Pursuit Tar, but Crunch, only move revealed so far. Suicune does join the fray. Will be Calm Minding up as Voyager gonna switch over to Celebi.
Yeah, gonna be a weird situation here if it's Ice Beam, but does not seem to be. Here's Leech Seed on the Snorlax, and that's tough looks for Amir right now.
Yep, full team revealed. Snorlax definitely makes it more likely that this T-Tar is going to be Pursuit. Just easier to deal with Gengar. Yeah, with the Skarm switch, welcoming in T-Tar, going to go to Ments here on maybe expected Fire Blast, but Amir will click Crunch.
Yeah, Amir was trying to call out that switch to Ments twice. Finally got it on the second time, but Ments is going to take down T-Tar, and Amir does let it go. Here's
At
Claydol.
this point, it's just huge numbers lead for Voyager. And at this point, just going for chip on Claydol. Will be sacking. Salaman's going to die to sand after the rapid spin. And Voyager just going to go right back out to Skarm.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for Amir, but I mean, where there's a Suicune, there's a way. Snorlax too. So
yeah, and Celebi actually pairs up quite nicely into all three of Amir's last Pokemon, so we might see Lax try and boom, take out the Celebi, does not click it, instead going to go for Curse as Skarm comes in, probably going to see a Roar here from Skarm.
Absolutely. There's the roar. Probably Shadow Ball, Earthquake, Boom is the last moves. If he's clicking Shadow Ball into Skarm. And here is the Toxic on Claydol. That is probably what Amir's been dodging the whole time, and this is going to be tough.
Ooh. Oh, wow, the crit Boom. Barely not enough to take out Skarmory. And Suicune will come in here. Probably going to see Voyager switch out to Celebi. No, actually stays in and clicks Roar. Wow, but without the spike up, doesn't really materialize into any damage. Now goes Celebi as Amir clicks Surf.
Yeah, this Celebi just has to be careful of the Snorlax Boom into Suicune last Mon WinCon, but I think Voyager's playing very, very careful around that. And with Leech Seed on Suicune, this is going to be tough. Possibly clicks Leech Seed again, or actually goes back to Skarmory.
Yeah, and at this point, maybe comfortable to just click a spike. I mean, Snorlax hasn't really shown anything that can threaten. Yep, and there it goes. Yep. And now all these switches and doubles that Amir's trying to pull off position this Snorlax for a boom. Not going to work out so well, as Voyager just sacking Skarm to get the roar just really doesn't want Suicune to set up.
Yep, doesn't want Suicune to be set up on the Celebi coming in, because it might mean that that Suicune can power through.
Yep, and keep in mind as well, Voyager still has 2 unreveals. I mean, just Skarmory and Celebi with some maneuvering is more than enough to handle these 2, but it's hard to imagine that one of these 2 is not at least comfortable switching into Lax. Ooh, and that Psychic might... still Suicune last, I guess, is what the game is all about right now.
Yeah. Potentially tries to Calm Mind through. I don't see it happening.
Well, he's faster, so if it can, just that's the grass move.
I think you would have had to be a mana Suicune to make it through that Giga Drain. I don't think that was happening.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
I mean, early on, Voyager definitely had some favorable... Well, I mean, if the crit on Registeel made a difference in the KO there, that was obviously pretty important. But, I mean, just the turn 1 DD click, we saw got so much value. Voyager was kind of just ahead from the start there.
Absolutely. And, I mean, you know, the crit on Tyranitar kind of equalized the crit on the Registeel, so... yeah, dominant performance from Voyager game 1, and we are going to hop over to game 2. And here we go, Metagross versus Salamence. So both battlers switching up their leads just a little bit. And we're going to see Skarm coming in on, Starmie. So Voyager gets a nice leg up there.
Clicking Surf as Blissey comes in, and actually just immediately goes for an Ice Beam. Blissey does click Seismic Toss, probably Ice Beaming there, trying to catch a double out or something. Skarm will come in on the Seismic and most likely lay down this first spike.
Oh, but we got Magneton. That possibly means that this is a Choice Band Salamence. Moltres also kind of moves in that direction. Ooh. Big heads up Psychic from Voyager.
And Starmie's a little weak to be taking this Moltres damage. Does survive, but won't be able to switch in again on one of those flamethrowers. Actually, never mind, clicks Recover, so looking more like a defensive Starmie, Surf Recover, T-Wave Spin in all likelihood. The meta gonna switch in on Blissey.
Oh, big Rock Slide. Yeah, that's
in all likelihood
huge.
This has Earthquake too.
Yep. It's not even banded, as Amir possibly thought, so 2 Pokemon down to this Metagross. Something's got to switch in on CB Ments, though, and it's going to be Claydol switching into a Rock Slide.
Yep, taking that nicely, but will not be taking HP Fly very well, so down the line, going to be some prediction involved with the Ments. Starmie actually doing a good job of just denying a spike outright, as Amir still has yet to set one down, and now Sand is going to be set. Really put a clock on that Salamence.
Yeah, absolutely. Spike up plus the here's a DD. This could end right now. A flinch.
Let's see. He does get the roar. And Skarm is healthy enough to live one more no flinch, but still, it's not a rock resist. So the spike does finally go down, but Starmie in, it's unlikely there's a spin blocker. Actually just click Surf here.
Yeah, it has to be a rock resist last. It's probably Swampert. Yeah, no, Starmie should get the spin off. It was Seismic Toss Blissey, so it's probably Seismic Toss Ice, since it's Wish as well.
Yeah.
So
And,
Starmie should be able to get the spin here. Oh, it's not spin. It's because it's the Claydol. Because there's the Claydol.
Right.
Yeah.
That does make sense. Okay, sure. And all things considered, I mean, Starmie does really well into the 3 revealed so far. I mean, an immediate boom. Is there a Wish floating as well? I wasn't paying attention.
No, there's not.
Seem like it. Okay, so Skarm is weak.
Oh, I don't love that DD. I do not love that DD. I think he was trying to get value on the Swampert coming in, but it has let the Skarmory get 2 rounds of leftovers here.
Ment's coming in, gonna take a Psychic. Claydol is the answer. This Hidden Power Flying is gonna be a 2-hit KO. We'll see if Voyager sacks this or goes into T-Tar.
Oh, it's actually Metagross.
And the Metagross covers the T-Tar switch really well.
Yeah, Amir coming back.
Faster.
Oh man, that Earthquake did 42%.
Yeah, very, very
very weak, very
impish
Metagross. Goodbye, Tyranitar.
Yeah, and at this point, I mean, Starmie with Ice Beam means that Mence is not going to full sweep here, but it's definitely threatening against Claydol and Celebi.
The big problem now is that Voyager lost both of the Pokemon that are actually going to help him beat the Pokemon Blissey.
Yes. Honestly, Claydol Boom might be.
It's the only way through. It's the only way, but look at this. Look at the Skarmory. It's going to start going back to the moon. He doesn't really have a way to threaten it.
I mean, on the plus side, at least a Recover Starmie against Ice Beam Toss Blissey. You don't just lose outright to the Blissey. You can kind of stay in a bit. I mean, both players are probably going to be going for some freezes.
Yeah, you can kind of stall it out of every single PP. That is true.
Yeah, because Starmie obviously beats both Skarm and this Mence here. So it's definitely very valuable to have. It's just a matter of getting Blissey out of the way first.
And Voyager can be pretty patient here. It's not Rapid Spin Starmie, which is the only thing that I'm like iffy about. Because then your power points kind of matter too, especially since you have Ice Beam PP.
Yep.
Don't know.
And I wonder if, well, on Blissey it's hard to get this spin from Claydol, but getting a spin eventually would be nice just to help natural cure mons and all that, because this Blissey getting a freeze is really the only progress Amir can seem to make against this Starmie.
Yep. And speak of the devil, there it is. Big freeze.
Okay, switching out to Claydol on the Ice Beam. Okay, so here, Voyager could spin, but could boom. It might be enough to scare out Blissey and get the spin off. Goes to Skarmory on the boom, and down goes Skarm, but Blissey is plenty healthy. Oh, and Starmie comes back in. That almost makes it seem like Celebi, well, you have to go Starmie, because if Amir goes Mence on your Celebi, you just lose.
It's tough, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we're back to the same situation where Blissey Ice Beam threatens the Starmie out and potentially wins the game. We'll see if it happens. And of course, we
freeze.
Double commentator's curse, mention a freeze, and it happens immediately.
Ooh, and going Mence, expecting the Celebi switch. Starmie stays in.
Risking the Mence.
Scary. Yeah, Starmie stays frozen.
It's gonna. Oh my gosh.
It's done. Wow.
That was incredibly risky.
Yeah.
Probably the only way for Amir to win the game, though. Otherwise, you just get your Blissey stalled out of PP.
Maybe. I mean,
the Mence, look
frozen.
How low the Mence was. The Mence would have come in at 39, gone down to 33. You can keep Ice Beaming with the Starmie, because I'm pretty sure Thunderbolt will kill at that range. So, like,
yeah,
you can just spam Surf and Ice Beam, because if the Salamence ever tries to take anything else, and then just recover up. I think you would have...
I'm thinking, like, Blissey Toss is going to still do a fair amount. I feel like if you're relying on Starmie to stay frozen for long enough, then it might be safer to just have Blissey toss through.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the freeze accelerated that game, but we are on to the fan favorite, Game 3. Here it is. We've got Tyranitar versus Gengar. Gengar lead.
Interesting. Yep. Is that Choice Band Gengar? I don't know if non-CB. We'll see if there's lefties. No lefties.
It is,
okay, so Choice Band, Brick Break, Gengar. In comes Claydol on the now Dragon Dance boosted T-Tar. Gonna be clicking HP Bug into Registeel.
Another Registeel.
Yep.
Goodbye, T-Tar.
Has better options than T-Wave.
Ooh, Moltres. Moltres looks quite nice into the rest of this team.
Yes.
But not that.
And this is where I wonder what moves a Choice Band Gengar even runs. Obviously Shadow Ball, maybe Sludge Bomb, but is it going to be able to touch Moltres?
It's Brick Bake, Shadow Ball, Hypnosis, and...
Interesting.
Maybe Sludge Bomb, but I feel like there's a move I'm forgetting. Destiny Bond, maybe?
That would make sense. So second Hypnosis will hit, but Swampert going to wake up pretty soon after. And this is looking like a 4E in on the Milo. So yeah, a bit of a sort of stally-ish structure here from Amir with the Milo Blissey doll.
Yeah, I actually, personally at least, I favor 4E Moltres into this kind of structure. Like, yeah, you're gonna have the Blissey to deal somewhat with the Milo, or at least take some hits. Especially if it's a Wish Bliss, which it might not be. Probably might be CM. Yeah,
ooh,
there's the
yeah,
Thunderbolt.
It looks like CM, which definitely way more threatening. Because if this is Refresh Milo and Blissey doesn't really have good ways to get much long-term damage, the CM definitely applies way more to pressure. Ori is back in. We'll see a double switch out to Blissey, but with the Choice Band Gengar, and this is probably clicking Hypnosis. No, booms into
Boom.
Gengar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fair enough. I can't believe we both forgot Boom. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Comment section, roast us, thanks. But yeah, no, Registeel coming in on these spikes is a bit scary.
Milo is back in.
You need to get
switch. Ooh, 40 actually on the Toxic.
Need to get your Claydol in at some point and spin away these spikes because, or kill the Gengar, because
that's now 3 layers too.
3 layers down. You do not want Registeel or Blissey or Milo to be taking this. If this is a Roar Swampert and it gets like the Registeel in, and it's just Ice Beam.
So far, yeah. And I'm curious that this is actually what Voyager wants in on Milo. There's the Blissey. Just moving around, pivoting. And yeah, Milo, again, still threatened by this Calm. Maybe it's not Calm Mind. T-Bolt Toxic is interesting.
Toxic, Ice Beam, and Soft Boiled probably.
It's Refresh Milo, so Toxic not going to be the main way to break through.
I will just go ahead and say it. I don't love Voyager's team. Maybe just because I don't like the ball, but I still think it has a good matchup here. We're gonna see Fori come in on the refresh turn, threaten to explode. I don't know that it would ever go for it because the Milo gets to recover first.
And I'm not sure even if you could trade Fori for Milo there if you'd want to, because Claydol then in a much better position to get rid of spikes permanently. And Amir, I mean, still does have this Blissey.
Wow, 2 great reads from Amir. Surfing on the Blissey going to Fortress, and then Toxicing on the Fortress going back to Blissey. Really smart heads-up play. And that gives him a lot of momentum here now.
Yeah, catching that Blissey with the Toxic on the switch just saves a turn, basically. So it's a lot... I mean, that's 1 fewer Thunderbolt you have to deal with. Fewer recovers you have to click. And the Toxic ticks a little bit faster as well.
Absolutely. We're going to see probably Thunderbolt from Gengar here. Wow, still only does 37.
Yeah. And notably as well, given the fact that this Blissey is not Wish, or at least hasn't revealed Wish. Gonna go for Wisp here in the recover. Milo's getting a bunch of these Surfs off on Mons that don't really have good recovery. I mean, Gengar is now chipped. Forretress is quite low as well. Can actually be taunting on the Milotic, just trying to gets the force out.
Yeah, this taunt Wisp Guard looks pretty strong. Here's the taunt, so the Blissey can't cover its health back. We possibly see a Boom here, or like maybe a Destiny Bond, but no, never mind. Just goes to Swampert.
Ooh, and Claydol in on Swampert. Keep in mind, Milo and Blissey are both quite okay. Good block, because yeah, Milo and Blissey both very weak. Actually, Milo doing okay.
Oh baby,
Destiny Bond. Okay, permanent spikes here in all likelihood. Doug last on the Moltres. Not really what Amir was hoping Voyager went into.
Wow.
Fortress will just get sacked. That's a crazy Earthquake call out.
Yeah, I mean, you want to scout for Rock Slide here, but yeah, Registeel is going to go down. I think we're going to see Doug Trio come back in. I don't even think this Doug Trio will have Rock Slide. I just don't think it has it. But Voyager is playing quite safe around it, and Amir is taking advantage of that.
And Milo here probably going to want to recover. It does so as Moltres comes back in. And yeah, Moltres coming in on Melodic. Definitely not what you want your position to be looking like. At this point, fishing for a crit. I mean, to be honest, with Milo being burned means that at least the recovers are around net neutral. Ooh, and depending on potential
roll. Yeah, this is now
here,
a roll. All right, Milo saved. Milo saved. Yep. I mean, this is back in Amir's court. We'll see if the Milo can pull it off.
I feel like that's an interaction you see kind of often of Milo clicks refresh and then gets put in roll range and then lives on 2% and is just unkillable after.
It was roar the whole time, so down Blissey goes.
Yes.
Amir is going to posture with Rock Slide again. I think he's going to click Earthquake. Yep.
He does. Wow. Just crazy callouts. And Doug has a... Okay, we'll just get sacked here, which makes sense. Now...
Milo versus the world.
Yeah.
This is I think this is fine. I think this is kind of what Amir was going for. It can't be roared out by the Moltres anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And potentially can run away with this.
Yeah, depending on how many toxics it has left, as well as refreshes. Well, it's gonna have more refreshes than more toxics. So
well, the toxic PP doesn't matter too much. I mean, you only need to toxic as many times as it takes to surf down a Moltres and a very low Swampert. Okay. Thunderbolt para into full para, and Sand will take out the Melodic.
Yeah, most broken status.
Wow. Yep. Maybe Thunderbolt should be moved up to the second best move in ADV behind Thunderwave, because that, yep.
Wow.
What can be said? Well, congratulations to Voyager for moving on to round 2, the semifinals of the play-in stage. And good luck next time, Amir. I think you played really well. I don't think that there were any obvious flubs from Amir. I think he played really solid, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from him. That is going to be it from us. Thank you for joining me, Wild Rumpus.
Absolutely. It was a blast.
Absolute pleasure. And we will see you guys next time on another Revival Tournament's Jimvitational commentated set. We'll see you guys later.